Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a really big question. How do you get control over the chaos of AI? We're going to break down a system that's designed to turn that unpredictable AI into a reliable, high-performance tool you can actually master.
All right, let's just dive right in, because I know we've all been there. You're using generative AI, and the results are, well, they're all over the map. One moment it's absolutely genius, and the next it's just completely useless.
So why is it so unpredictable? I mean, you ask it to do something, and one minute it's brilliant, right? And the next, it's spitting out total nonsense or going off on some weird tangent. Why does that happen? Well, the answer is actually a lot simpler than you might think.
So what's the real difference between chaotic AI and consistent AI? The source material makes a fascinating point. It's not about the AI model itself. It's about the structure we give it. See, without any structure, the AI is just guessing. It's drifting, hallucinating, breaking the tone you wanted, all the stuff on the left. But when you provide a solid framework, it stabilizes, it clarifies, it just executes.
Okay, so what is the secret sauce? How do you get those amazing, high-quality results every single time? Well, it all boils down to one simple, powerful idea. You have to apply a deliberate structure.
And this right here, this is a fundamental shift in how you should think about AI. You're not just a passive user, hoping for a good result. No, you are the architect. You're the one in the driver's seat, setting the rules that the AI has to follow.
It's so easy to think of AI as this magical black box, but it's really not. At its core, it's an incredibly powerful pattern prediction engine. It's built to follow your instructions and stay inside the lines you draw for it. So if you want it to be reliable, well, that reliability comes directly from the quality of your instruction.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? Apply structure. But how do we actually do that in a practical way? Well, the source material gives us a foundational blueprint for this, a really simple but powerful framework called CIO.
So CIO stands for 4 key things. First up, C is for context. This is where you tell the AI the why behind your request, the background, the purpose. Then you've got I for instruction, that's the what, the exact task you needed to do. The next I is for in scope, which is basically you saying, here's what you're allowed to do. And finally, O is for out of scope, the things it should absolutely not do. Think of these as the guardrails. You put these 4 things together and suddenly you have a professional-grade prompt.
And here's why this is such a game changer. The CIO framework directly solves all those unpredictability problems. By giving the AI these 4 elements, it doesn't have to guess anymore. And when it stops guessing, you see a huge drop in those weird hallucinations and a massive boost in quality. It aligns the AI perfectly with what you actually want.
It really just comes down to this. Vague inputs will always lead to unreliable outputs, period. This framework is the antidote. It forces you to be clear, and in turn, that clarity forces the AI to be precise.
So we have the blueprint, the CIO framework, but we need a specialized tool to apply it consistently, right? This is where the source material introduces a really cool concept. You create your own AI architect, or what they call a prompt engineer. And I absolutely love this distinction. Think of this thing less like a simple helper you just delegate tasks to, and more like your co-designer. The master architect that helps you draw up the detailed plans for every single thing you want to accomplish.
Essentially, what you're building is a meta tool. It's an AI that you create first, whose only job is to help you write better, clearer instructions for all the other AIs you're going to use. Its entire purpose is to enforce structure and quality.
So let's look at a super common example. We've all done this, haven't we? We give a vague, simple command like research hiring trends and just hope for the best. It's like tossing a message in a bottle out to sea.
So what happens when you do that? Well, without clear instructions, the AI has no choice but to guess. It doesn't know the context, it doesn't know what format you want, it doesn't know your real goal. And that guessing game is exactly why you get back those messy, generic, and often totally useless results.
But what happens when you give that same weak prompt to your prompt engineer? Here's the magic. It doesn't execute the task. Instead, it transforms your vague request into a professional, fully structured CIO prompt. It specifies the depth you need, it might include a risk analysis, and it defines the exact output format. It turns your weak start into a powerful request.
Now, this is so important to understand. The prompt engineer isn't the end goal. It's the essential starting point. It's the solid foundation you're going to use to build a complete, reliable, and interconnected AI system.
And this pyramid illustrates the path to mastery perfectly. You start at the base, right? You master prompt engineering. That foundational skill lets you move up to the next level, creating specialized assistants. And once you have those assistants, you can combine them into powerful, automated agent workflows at the very top. Each level just builds on the last.
So once you have your architect, your prompt engineer, you can use it to design an entire team of specialist AIs. You could have one for writing, another for deep research, a third for strategic analysis, and so on. But every single one of them is built on that same solid, structured foundation.
And this right here, this is the ultimate payoff. This whole approach elevates you from just writing these little one-off prompts to designing reliable, reusable AI systems. You stop being a passive consumer of AI, and you start becoming an active creator with it. And that really brings us to the key takeaway from all of this. It leaves you with a question: are you just using AI, or are you designing with it? Because that shift in mindset from a casual user to a deliberate designer is what unlocks the true potential of this technology. It's the difference between hoping for a good result and engineering one.